Welcome back, everyone, to another Anheuser-Busch Productions. We are back here at the Blind Hog Spring Thaw tournament played in beautiful Waynesville, North Carolina. This is round 3, back 9 coverage here, playing at the Waynesville Country Club. It's a ball golf course. And as always, I'm joined with my broadcasting partner, Paul Rankin, a.k.a. Paul Kevin. Go ahead and say hey to everybody, Paul.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
And we are joining you on hole number 10. I sure hope I remembered to put some type of words up on the screen at some point in this round. If not, sorry about that, folks. Here's hole 10, playing in a little bit of a longer position than it had been in rounds 1 and 2. It's kind of behind this bathhouse.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the lines people take at this. It looks like Blane's just going to try to forget the fairway and throw over it.
Well, he ended up finding himself in the rough. that's what happens,
like
yeah.
Played that one a little bit wide to the right.
And Dathan finds himself a little wide right as well. And Nick, I think he saw me take this route, and that's the only reason he wanted to try it, goes lefty backhand. I took a flick actually like around the trees on the left-hand side. Comes in very nice. Nearly bangs it in. He'll have a two-putt. We missed Danny. Yeah, we missed Danny's throw. He threw a nice mid-range right up the middle.
We'll see the result here shortly. Looks like Dathan's just trying his best to pitch up behind that shed. Blane trying to come out from the woods.
Here's Nick from probably 20-ish feet out for birdie. And connects.
Great putt from him.
Dathan, ooh, he misses his about 20-footer. He's going to have to settle for bogey.
Yeah, it seems like Dathan's been struggling on the putting green this round so far.
Yeah.
Hope to see him get that sorted out before the rest of the round's over.
And there's Danny making a nice 2 for himself as well. Yeah, Dathan's putting, he would have some extremely nice putts, but he'd miss a couple short ones here and there, which I can't say anything. I'm one to do the exact same thing, but it hurts whenever you miss some of those short ones over and over again. I understand it, kid. Nick, 23 under after the birdie. Danny Nez, 17 under. He's caught up with Blane Light, and Dathan's dropped back down to 13. Now we are on the first par 4 on the back 9. It's a looping par 4 to the left-hand side. Path and left is OB. The path that crosses is OB. And now it's pushed back for day 2. The bunker and green are OB if you happen to find yourselves on those.
Yeah, so this first shot looks to be all about placement for these guys. You're not trying to go too far or too short, but left is a good option.
Yep.
Just going towards that basket.
Danny got a little bit more of a tug on it than he might have wanted, but luckily he's not like Jake or Dathan that we had seen in rounds previous and doesn't have to worry too much about crushing it too far. He has a good throw, but no worries about over-launching it into the next fairway, essentially.
Yeah, it looked like Nick going with a right-hand backhand. Found a tree. We'll see if that obstructs his stance at all. Blane looks like he put one out into a good position. And
Dathan really stepping in to this little backhand hyzer right here and gets a very nice shot. Tombstones it on the tee box, actually.
Yeah, well, sometimes if you've got power and you want to use it but you can't go far, you might as well go high.
Yep.
That's what play he did there.
Nick.
Oh, wow. What a reaction to that tree.
He threw, I hadn't seen him ever throw a right-hand flick, or any flick, really, of that matter. So it was very interesting to see him throw that right there. But he got a 60-foot roll away off that tree.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate result, but a pretty good-looking shot. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if he threw any shot.
So here is Danny stepping up. Little backhand Annie. We never really saw it finish. Oh, there it goes. Little long. Probably about a 30-footer coming back. And Dathan steps up, flicking that Firebird. Short range. Puts a little bit too much on it, but he'll have a putt for 3. This is what I'm telling you. Nick's just, he's interesting. He'll putt right-handed, but if he's jump putting, it's left-handed. So it's an interesting fella.
Gotta wonder if he's just got a coin in his bag that he flips when he's not confident.
Right. And that was a Quasar on the approach and a beautiful Omega putt for Danny Nez.
That's a great way to finish off the hole.
Yeah.
He's seen a couple of long putts today. It seems like he's got a really good round going so far.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We actually missed Blaine's putt the wind pushed it over top of the basket right there. He's got to settle for par, I believe.
Yeah, a little comebacker's no problem
Yep.
for him.
And Nick, he will tap in his par as well. On to hole 12, Nick 23, Dathan 14, Blane 17. Danny takes over second place solely by himself at 18 under par. And here is round 3's positioning. This hole played closer to 600 feet, not the 360 feet or something that it said. It was a big shot on this day, but it definitely played as a par 4, but it was marked as par 3. But I think they might have went through and adjusted some of these holes after the fact, because I know at the end of the round I was trying to add up some of the scores and they didn't add up in my head negative wise, but everyone was off by 2 strokes, so I'm thinking there was 2 holes that he made par 4s on day 2 and I didn't know it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Adjusting the distance,
Yep.
you would think that some of the pars would be adjusted as well.
For sure.
But with respect to each other, the scores are right, which is all that you really need
Yep.
to know at this point.
Yeah. So Nick steps up, lefty backhand, gets a big one out there, and you'll catch our group tapping out on this hole. Hey, you actually catch me making a putt. That's a rarity. And Blane gets his on the left-hand side. There's Dathan's throw. By this point, he was starting to get a little bit frustrated with how his round was going. He starts speeding up his throws a lot by this point. So sorry if we miss a couple of them.
Yeah, and it's not something you want to see, but it is understandable.
Yeah,
You're
for
just
sure.
ready to get the round over with and be home. I'm sure that's what he's feeling now.
Nick stepping in to his second shot after a very nice drive and a very nice approach as well. Right under the basket.
Bounces right up under the pin. It's a great approach.
And Danny throwing his Omega right here. Millennium sponsor once again. Comes up well short. That's not what he was looking for. We missed the putts. Danny actually missed his moves to 17 under. Even though I think it ended up being a par 4, I believe he remained at 18 under, but who knows? There was the scores on the screen for a second. Now we're on hole 13. This one sat on top of a well the entire time. Green is OB, pond is OB, and it's an elevated basket. This was tricky. Right beside a hill as well.
Yeah, now with Danny and Blane tied for second, we'll see how their battle goes for the rest of the round. Interesting to see who come out on top.
Dathan, a little bit short on his drive. Nick steps up. He goes right-hand backhand on this one, playing more of a backdoor route.
Yeah, I think left-hand backhand is what you meant to say. Easy to get them confused.
Oh, yeah.
So often.
He's too amphibious. It messes with me. And I was really, unfortunate for Blane, but I was happy to see someone else hit that tree with me, because I did it as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how confident Blane is at reaching this distance. It looked like maybe he was trying to get a lot of room right and left to work the disc down there, but clips that tree on the right side.
Yeah, I would say this is reaching towards the range of Blane right here. He's got good sneaky distance for sure, but that's about as far as he can really get, I would say. And everyone, laying up their threes.
Doesn't really have a solid 2 look, so they're just laying up. Looks like Nick is thinking about a run.
Yeah, he's got a line over here. Oh my goodness, that bounced off the chains and off the basket, but no good.
Yeah, it looked like a good run from him, but he'll settle with a par like everybody else on the card, it seems like.
Everyone taps out 23 under, 14 under, 17, and 17 for Blane and Danny. We move on to hole 14, which this hole was pushed back for day 2 as well. It used to be in this little hole that you're seeing on the right-hand side of the screen, but day 2, they pushed it back behind. It kind of brings a bunker into play. A little bit safer over there, though, and you have a lot of angles on either side now.
Looks like Dathan has thrown something very hard.
Yeah, he was reminiscent of day 1. He was kind of throwing towards it, but got a nice little roller out, and now he'll have an angle, at least, into the new location. Nick steps up, throws a lot of Prodigy plastic. He's probably throwing like a D1 or D2 here, would be my guess. Gets a nice shot. He's up near the path. Blane steps in just to a nice little backhand hyzer. This is what I'm saying. He gets sneaky distance. Guy doesn't look like he throws too far, but that was a good 360 pump or so.
Yeah, it looks like he threw something that might be slightly understable or neutral on a slight hyzer. Just let it ride. It's a good way to get some easy distance on some of these holes.
And that was Danny throwing a wraith up there to right beside the path. He'll have a very easy approach shot into the screen. Dathan was a little bit short. So was Blane as well. Let's see if Nick can adjust. He comes up short as well. Here's Danny giving it a run from about, I'd say, 90 feet. Under the basket, though, not too bad whenever you can tap into 3.
Yeah, I'm not too confident on assuming Danny's game, but from that distance, jump putt layup oftentimes is really comfortable. Maybe what he's going for. Either way, he'll have a very easy tap in for his 3.
Yeah, which Blane was the only one that's going to miss his 3 on this hole. A little bit unfortunate for him, but hey, I'm always okay with the high miss. I'm never comfortable with missing low, but if you miss high, it's not too bad. Danny sets it in there in a fun way. I believe he kind of gives a wave to the camera right here, and does. 23 under for Nick, 14 for Dathan, 16 for Blane, and Danny retakes second place at 17.
Well, only 4 holes left, so see how that second place race plays out.
And this is one, it's so fun to watch Nick throw this shot right here, because he can throw left or right-handed, but he puts a left-handed anhyzer like all the way to the basket.
That was a great shot from him.
And this is something Danny was talking about. He watched me in round 2 put it really close to the basket, and he said he didn't think he had the distance. Round 3, he puts it like up there about 20 feet away himself. He pumped one out there. That was actually a wraith that he threw on that shot, too.
Yeah, I bag a wraith as well. It's a good controlled distance disc, so good to see him getting that one out there.
We missed Dathan's drive. He almost put it on the golf green. Stays just short of it. Has a big 2-putt, but no good. And let's see if Nick and Danny can their 2-putts. Nick makes good.
Great putt from Nick. He's been putting solid all weekend, so
sure has been.
Make that one as well. Danny's been putting well today. We'll see if he can keep that up. It's kind of a tester putt for him.
Makes it.
Solid putt. Little left, but his soft putt, the chains caught it nicely.
And that puts Danny at a very nice score going in to hole 16. I believe he'll be 19 under par. The kid's 9 under for the day. That's crazy.
Yeah, so just trying to gain a little bit of a buffer on that second place.
Oh, excuse me, 18 under par. Not too bad, though. 24, 14, 17, and 18 right there. Now we're on to hole 16. And this hole is straightforward. It's just right in front of you. You kind of have a couple options, though. You can go backhand straight, backhand hyzer, or, as we'll probably see from Nick, a little bit of a lefty hyzer shot, or it could be a sidearm for a right-handed player.
This one looks like it's needing to fade. Missed those trees coming in.
Caught the second tree. Stops him about 25 to 30 out.
Yeah, and even hitting those trees, you should still have a pretty close putt at it.
This was
the way he's been putting, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes that birdie regardless.
That was a panther for Danny. You don't hear too many people throwing panthers anymore, so interesting disc choice. It's a Innova mid-range right there, an old school one, and puts a good one on it.
Yeah, it was a good-looking shot with a pretty cool disc. His bag seems pretty interesting.
It is. Dathan, big run. Oh, just missed it. Leaves
looks
himself.
like he might have a comebacker to think about. But
and there is Blane. I am telling you, that guy, it's just so fun to watch him putt.
Yeah, it's great to watch him putt from just outside the circle out to 60 feet or so and just watch the disc gently float towards the basket, not moving much right, left, up, or down. It's fun to watch.
Nick from about 30, he was kind of obstructed by one of the limbs right in front of him. think that caused him to miss low. Let's see if
Dathan can hit his hump comebacker. Ooh, good putt up and in.
Yeah, nice to see him make that one. On day one, he 3-putted on this hole, so good job from him to make up for it right there. That was the exact same putt on day one that he missed. So, and Danny with a tap-in too. Those are always nice. Nick really just needs to play for pars by this point. He's got a well enough lead over everyone. Moves him. I believe I missed the birdie on the last hole. I said Danny was minus 18 last hole. He was minus 19. That moves him to minus 20 after that birdie. And Nick with the 4-stroke lead over him. Now we're on to hole 17. It actually played through this gap on the right. This was me flying to day 1, round 1 and 2. But round 3, it was through a little gap. It actually played more of like a placement shot off the tee. Then you had to make a very precise upshot. Danny steps into a wraith right here, pushes it left. That is not a spot you want to be. You want to be a little bit right, if anything.
Yeah, it seems like you really want to line yourself up for the opening on this hole. Blane with an interesting shot that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
he's backhand roller. Steps
in with the roller. Did we get to see it finish? Yeah, we did, and it's in a nice spot over there. Dathan, we never really caught where his disc went. He pulled it to the right, left himself kind of in some jail over there on the right. And Nick pulls his shot a little left. Luckily, it's fading back the correct direction, but he's still got a tough upshot from there. We don't get to see Dathan's second shot. He throws it up towards the green area. He kind of played like very much on the back side of everything. the route less traveled for sure.
Yeah, if you cut yourself off from the main fairway, then a lot of times those shots come into play. It's not something you want to do, but being able to execute those shots will definitely go a long way, helping recover birdies and pars on courses like this.
Yep, here is Nick from way downtown for a 3.
What a great putt.
Yeah. See, that's where
he's on, and he's playing well today, as he has been this weekend.
That's where I was confused as well, because he just went right-handed jump putt right there. I never know what he's going to do.
He's a man of many talents.
And Danny, looking to make good on a birdie right here. Played as a par 4, day 2. This one up, and good. He does the same little jump off the basket as Nick did as well.
Yeah, Danny and Nick are both playing really well on this course. It's fun to watch.
Danny is definitely lighting it up this the third round. He was minus 10 over the first 2 rounds, and now he is minus 10 or 11. It was so hard to keep up with some of the scores. We missed some of the putts, we missed some of the shots, camera work and whatnot. It's fine, but I know he shot extremely well for the entire second day. And here's hole 18. This one is a doozy of a hole. Long, 1,020-footer. Path is OB. Pond is OB. Par 5. Really, you just want to play 3 good shots and try to make sure you have a 4.
So Danny's got the box on the last hole. See if he can pump one out there. Looks like he's playing a pretty steep hyzer flip.
Yeah, he's throwing a turn right here. I think that'll help you realize why it was able to flip over as much as it did.
Yeah, it looked like a great shot out there. You can see the wind on Blane for this shot.
It started to pick up towards the end of the round, but luckily on hole 18 it was a tailwind, so not too bad.
It's a good throw by Blane.
Here's Nick, kind of throws it right into the ground. Got to watch out for OB right here. Oh, luckily it didn't jump back into it. And Dathan, I'm telling you, absolutely pulverizes this drive. I wish we got to see it finish. It was hard for my mom to follow it. It kind of blended in with some of the trees, but he crushed it out there.
Yeah, and you could tell he's ready to get the round over with, but still just wanted to crush one out there for fun on the last hole. It's fun to watch.
Yep, Nick had a nice second shot as well. He leaves himself probably a 200-foot approach shot in. Blane, not looking for too much on this one other than get it down there and try to be safe, but he pulls it into the woods on the right-hand side.
Tried too hard to be safe and ended up cutting himself off.
Yep. And here's Danny after a nice drive down towards the middle. Steps up, threw a turn off the drive, and he's going to throw another turn right here from the fairway.
Yeah, you wonder, I'm not sure how far his drive went, but you might be thinking going over the pond, or looks like he's just playing it out.
Yeah,
to the right.
I don't think he has quite the distance, but Dathan, on the other hand, does have some distance, and he was thinking about going over the pond right here. He inched it a little bit right, looking for a skip now. Gets a pretty decent one. Could have asked for some more, but he has an eagle putt.
Yeah, that's good to see. I mean, the miss on this hole on your approach certainly is right to avoid that pond.
Yep.
He did that.
Here's Nick approaching up. Doesn't need to do too much. He's got a pretty comfortable lead going into this last hole. Just pretty much avoid getting a 10 and you'll be okay.
Blane going with a sidearm. That's the first I've seen from
Yep.
him.
Hadn't seen him throw it the entire time, and it was nice.
It was a good shot.
Danny
will look to throw a backhand.
This is an Aurora MS. Steps up.
Low.
Yeah. Millennium sponsored player.
Glided most of the way there. He'll have a putt.
And here's Dathan for an eagle. Let's see if he can capitalize on this. Would sure love to see it. It's up. Oh, just never got it up. He's got a nice tap-in birdie, though. That's never too bad.
Yeah, it is frustrating to miss a putt about that distance, but good to see him happen and still get the bird.
Danny trying to get a par, or excuse me, a birdie on the final hole. Oh, his putting had been so good.
That's
Just
a frustrating way to end.
For sure.
It was still a really good round, but I'm sure he wants that one back just to cap it off.
No worries, though. He'll keep a solo second after that par. He only needed a par. He had a 2-stroke lead over Blane.
And Blane makes that putt.
Yep.
To put the pressure on Danny on his 4-footer, but Danny does not succumb to the pressure.
And here comes Nick Morgan to secure his win in the Blind Hog Spring Thaw. Putt up and putt good. He shoots himself another good round, a 51 on this side, but Danny lit it up. I am telling you, this kid shot a 49 final round. 28 under for Nick, 22 under for Danny, 21 for Blane, and 17 for Dathan. Here's the final scores. Nick, 990 rated rounds every time. Danny Nez with a hot 1,012 rated last round pushes it up to second place with that one. And we will have some more tournaments coming up very, very soon. Fontana, Mountain Disc Golf Experience, all coming your way. Paul, Kevin, what do you got to say about this one?
It was a great course. It was fun to watch. Good to see the conditions clear up for the last day and see some really good rounds coming in. It was exciting to see these guys play. We'll see if we see them in any upcoming tournaments.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you soon.